didn't vote for Joe Biden, though. The Dominion system voted for Joe Biden.
Okay.
You stupid.
King. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Kimmy back at you again with another video. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you don't miss another video, man. And if you're already subscribed, you already know I appreciate you. Now let's talk.
Okay.
There's a growing narrative amongst conservatives. Wait, let me start that over. There's a dying narrative amongst conservatives and Trump cult members that attempts to equate the deadly siege on the US Capitol with Black Lives Matter protests of racial injustice.
How?
I've seen the debate and arguments go in the same direction. Like, you can call it before it's even mentioned. Some supporters of the Orange Man seem to be holding on to this idea and false narrative that these Capitol riots can't be criticized because they suffer from a highly contagious disease called whataboutism. Yeah, whataboutism. That's the technique or practice of responding to an accusation or difficult question by making a counter accusation or raising a different issue. Basically, textbook GOP talk. Need some examples?
But if we talk about the indictment, which is a fact, right? Because I have it right here. It's
you know what's
significant.
also a fact is that it came out last week that the DNC and Hillary Clinton has ties through this fusion GPS oppo.
The Russians invaded our country through cyber
Do you know what?
attacks.
President Obama told Mitt Romney that it was very strict.
But he did impose sanctions as
I'm
well.
sorry, but the normalizing of what happened with Putin happened under Democrats' watch as well.
Let's take the biggest truth we know. African Americans are harassed and have been predominantly on a negative side of deadly police brutality for years, which brought Black Lives Matter, the statement, to life, which is meant to remind people that we have a voice and deserve the same freedoms. Again, then here comes All Lives Matter. Bruh. That, my friends, is whataboutism. Disregarding the actual conversation, which doesn't win the argument or solve the problem, is just basically to muddy the waters, to anger the other side. So when the Pale Thugs in Harmony decided to storm the Capitol with growing violent intentions, the closer and closer they got to the building's interior, it wasn't a surprise that they tried to pin it on Antifa. Yeah, sure, alright. Anyone with the clear, free mind from Orange fecal matter can see that these two events have no comparison. One was an intentional direct attack on a democratic institution with the goal of overturning a fair and free election. The other was a coast-to-coast protest movement demanding an end to systematic racism that unfortunately had turned violent in some instances. Now, to understand the differences, you also have to understand anger.
Okay.
Many of these Trump dump buckets storming the Capitol are scared. They're scared of an America that they fear they're about to lose. A racist America.
This is our country, this is our house. That's it. This is our house. This is our country. This is our country.
I like turtles. All right, you're great zombie.
You hear the undertones in their chants? Take our country back. From who, bruh? Make America great again. Like when? Stop the steal. Who stole it?
I'm lesbian.
I thought you were American.
Let's not forget that this mob at the Capitol was fueled by baseless conspiracies propagated by Trump that the election was stolen from him through massive fraud.
People didn't vote for Joe Biden, though. The Dominion system voted for Joe Biden.
Okay.
You stupid.
The rioters acted on the president's direct urging to fight like hell. They attacked police with pipes, chemicals, and even planted bombs.
They work for us. They don't get to steal it from us. They don't get to tell us we didn't see what we saw.
Boy, if you don't.
The mob at the Capitol smashed its way through the heart of the federal government, seeking to interrupt constitutionally mandated proceedings to affirm President-elect Joe Biden's victory. They were there on a mission, bruh, based on lies. Just like the lie he told y'all when he said he would be there. He basically sent y'all on a kamikaze mission. Congress members fled into hiding and 5 people were killed, including a Capitol police officer who was hit in the head with a fire extinguisher. But they were given hall passes and snacks to those guys in the beginning. We all know this would have been a different story if they were black. Now, let's not forget, George Floyd was killed by police and America witnessed this, watched it. The Black Lives Matter demonstrators outside the White House on June 1st was a block away from the building and made no attempt to breach its security. It was mostly a black crowd and it was charged by a force made up of Washington police, U.S. Park Police, over 5,000 National Guard troops, federal agencies like the Bureau of Prisons, and Army helicopters, tear gas cars, batons, and horses used to clear the block so that Donald motherfucking Orange Trump could stage a photo op outside of the church. The events in Lafayette Park in June 2020 represented a defining moment of his presidency, and so will January 6th. The mob that stormed the seat of democracy on that day had openly talked about such a plan. It was explicitly intent on overturning a fair election, and some even hinted that they had guns. I mean, many of them were openly white supremacists, and yet the thin Capitol Police collapsed in their path. The overwhelmingly non-violent demonstrations of BLM cannot be compared to the violence at the Capitol, where white supremacists mobilized by falsehoods peddled by Orange Man and his GOP allies, and as expected, the Orange Clown in Chief made no effort to apologize for the remarks that egged on the insurrection.
Because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength.
Imagine watching people who look like you and share the same struggle being gunned down on video, and watching those who abuse their power behind the badge walk away. Now imagine marching for justice and being met by military personnel and cops in SWAT gear, tear gas, rubber bullets, and you get to watch TV and see the maggots storm the Capitol with little to no resistance. Imagine that, America. There's truth and then there's delusion. Pick a side, but when you do, make sure you stay there. So what should you take away from this video? Whataboutism is a disease some can't get over. It's a clear indication that whoever you're talking to has no facts to base their argument on. So there's no point to debating it even further. You already won. I appreciate you guys watching this video. Do you know people who personally suffer from whataboutism? Let me know in the comment section. As always, till next time, it's your boy King Me with King Talk. You know the vibes. King! If you like the content, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit me up with a comment right there on the bottom. Get right there on the bottom and write a few things. Get the clickety clacking on the keyboard. And if you already subscribed to the channel, you already know I appreciate you. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that when I put up another video, you'll see it up there. You know what I mean. Hit the bell with the thing, you know, that thing. Yeah, it's King Talk, King Me, you know the vibes. King!